we've had a few calls in the past, like breaking down the pitch. Usually, the way I like to do it, what I seen works best, especially if you're talking to people who are a little bit older. So, usually with those people, what I like to do is do my normal pitch, where it's just like me speaking and breaking down everything that's in the program with the three pillars. And then what I do is I quickly share my screen at the end just so they can feel like with their own eyes see what I was talking about so they can see what it looks like. So let's say for example I'll start with the community, I'll share my screen. I was like, yeah, remember pillar three where I was talking about having a whole community of like-minded individuals. This is the community right here, this is what it looks like. And what I'll do is purposely before I share my screen is have the community opened up specifically in the wins channel, and then just like act surprised and be like, "Oh wow, wait, I didn't see this. This just came in. John looks like he made 1K today. Yeah, that's crazy." But yeah, you can scroll. Like I'll scroll through here, show you a few more. Like I can scroll forever. There's a bunch of student results or people posting their wins in here. That's the community. That's where you'll post your wins. And then here's like where you join the coaching calls, blah blah blah. And then I'll go into like that third pillar or second pillar. I'm like, by the way, this is where the coaching calls is. Like I was talking about, this is how you join. And here's the roadmap that I broke down in the first pillar, A through Z. Everything, as you can see, is very, very, very detailed. And that's it. As like when I share my screen, I just show them what I was explaining what it looks like. That's typically how I do it, like at the structure. And like to get even more deeper, the three pillars that like Louis you talked about, using an analogy with it, whatever makes sense for them. Like let's say if they didn't play sports growing up, then I'll do like an instrument or anything that requires some form of coaching or like a teacher, like working out at the gym, right? I'll figure out something, and if like they don't relate to any of it, I'm like, okay, like do you at least understand this a little bit? And if they do, then I'll use that as an analogy. It just makes it like super simple with those three pillars. And also remember another thing that's important to remember when you're pitching is just making it customized to them. Even if it's just like a little bit customized is better than like it's being like generic, right? Like, you don't want to be like super generic. So let's see where your pitch is, and then we'll go from there. Where you did right and like breaking, dissecting, and break everything down. So let's see. Do you by chance remember where you pitched?
Yeah, I can find it for you here. I pitched. Let's see. I pitched minute 20, 25.
So I guess I'm around there.
Actually, I financially qualify at like at minute 25, and then I start going into pitch minute 26, I believe,
Okay,
or minute 27.
so I'm around there. Just go forward a little bit. Hit play.
Really important that Damaris is able to give you the clarity that you need, not only like throughout your trading journey, but making sure that you have that confidence in yourself to like know, like I'm doing this the right way. This is what's supposed to happen when I do it, and this is exactly how I'm going to implement this into my trading. Does that all make sense?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. The last two parts that I like to touch on is just the overall. It's like imagine. I assume you during this business club you had like peers with you and whatnot.
Are we in the pitch right now? It sounds like we're like in the pitch maybe.
Yeah, that's pillar 2 and 3 and whatnot. So you skipped over pillar 1.
All right, bet. Yeah, let's go to the very beginning.
The people do the work, but you got good by practicing, doing the work yourself, asking questions, supply and demand, and even like eventually advanced strategies like order flow and tape reading. The goal of the roadmap,
There we go.
self-paced video module,
There we go.
cross efficiently, and it's better than everybody else's, right? And if you were to skip that and just jump,
let's go up here.
The other side in regards to all the clubs. So I was in the business club. I was in.
Is this where we're getting the analogy?
But I feel like in that case we can 100% help you out. So what I'm
Perfect. Was she at close by the way?
Yeah, she was financing PIF. I think it was Klarna.
Fire. It if we can like with ads target like more girls, we'll start printing because like one, they love spending money, so we gotta like target girls that have money and just like turn her into like the Shelby Sapp of trading. But anyways, uh, let's go back in here.
What I want to do is walk you through everything, and if that's something you want to be a part of, then we can get started. Do you think is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I played so many sports growing up, so I look at everything from like a sports angle. Did you happen to play any sports growing up yourself?
Nice and smooth with it. Okay.
No, because I was always in like the other side in regards to all the clubs. So I was in the business club. I was in the Kiwanis club, like volunteering. So I was that type of person, and I would compete actually with the business club. So.
There you go. Okay, cool. So I'll try to put this in business club sense. I've never been a part of a business club, so please let me know if I misstep or anything like that, right? But before you stepped into one of those competitions for the business clubs, right? Of course, you needed to learn not only the basics, but you needed to learn.
Okay, good. So step one, figure out an analogy you can use to make your pitch simple. Like just doing it this way is so simple. So, all right. So good job.
Exactly how to negotiate, how to present your case, and how to make sure that like, hey, we're getting our point across efficiently and it's better than everybody else's, right? And if you were to skip that and just jump into one of those competitions, I assume you'd probably look a bit lost and you'll probably get like out-argued, crushed by everybody else inside of that competition, right? Trading is similarly the same thing, right? If you're to just jump into the market without that roadmap, you'll lose a lot of time and money like I did myself. And that's why inside of the program, we'll start you off with an A to Z roadmap where you have these self-paced video modules that'll walk you through absolutely everything from setting up your brokerage account and thinkorswim platform to understanding options contracts, risk management, supply and demand, and even like eventually advanced strategies like order flow and tape reading. The goal of the roadmap is to cut out that trial and error and just give you that step-by-step foundation. That way you know exactly what to do before you step into the game directly, the live market. Does that all make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Bro, this is like perfect. To the T, like it sounds like me when I was pitching, bro. This is perfect.
Amazing. The second part, which I think still applies to the business club competitions.
Yeah, but to break it down for like future closers, with the first pillars, the roadmap, and when you break down the roadmap, the main thing is like you don't want to just say A through Z roadmap. Like what the fuck is the A through Z roadmap? So like what Luis you did is like list some of the important things that they'll learn in that A through Z roadmap. Some of the beginner portions, some of the intermediate, some of the advanced stuff. Like something you can even throw in here is like, you know, once in an intermediate portion, once you get to that part, you'll learn her exact strategy that she uses, that she's been using and that's been profitable for her for so long, right? Like whatever like cool things that she teaches, like her strategies, whatever. Like I would go in the modules and like look at some of that stuff, and it's almost like your marketing, like with marketing, like you use like stuff that sounds like sexy, that people are like, oh wow, that sounds cool type of thing. It's the same thing when you're pitching. So like try to find like some cool stuff like you won't learn on YouTube. So like when you get to the advanced part of the roadmap, like you'll learn X, Y, and Z. So they can, without you physically showing them, they'll know what's in the roadmap. That's the whole point of it.
Whatnot, like just like there, I assume you didn't only get good by watching other people plead their case and watching other people do the work, but you got good by practicing, doing the work yourself, asking questions, getting feedback from peers and maybe even a coach, etc. Right? So that's why also inside the program, you're going to have weekly coaching calls with Demarius. Half of the call is teaching new topics, things like advanced strategies, risk management, scaling, trading, psychology, just absolutely everything. And then the other half is just open Q&A, where you get personalized answers to your questions as you implement. That way, anytime you hit like a roadblock or you're feeling stuck or you just aren't sure if like, hey, look, if I'm applying this the right way, you'll get that live feedback instead of guessing alone directly. Okay. It's really important that Demarius is able to give you the clarity that you need, not only like throughout your trading journey, but making sure that you have that confidence in yourself to like, no, like I'm doing this the right way. This is what's supposed to happen when I do it. And this is exactly how I'm going to implement this into my trading. Does that all make sense?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. The last two parts that I like to touch on
Yeah, and you can like throw in there really quick. You sure? Like, do you have any questions about how the coaching works? No questions. See if she has any questions. Another thing is like the main thing you're doing with this. By the way, this was good, but like for future closers, the reason why we do this, as you can see, like we're using the analogy throughout the whole thing to make it simple, to for them to understand. So, let's say they did play sports, and we are using a sports analogy to make it easier. So it's like, yeah, did you play any sports, soccer, blah blah. Um, and then to go into the second pillar, coaching, right? So the way you transition into it, it's like, okay, like with soccer, um, like how do you get better? How do you get better at soccer? Ask them that question. They're like, play it. Or they'll give you whatever answer they give you. The correct one is like you get better at soccer by like, yeah, actually practicing it, like learning the skills, learning the rules, how everything works, and then getting on the field and practicing. And then more importantly, the way you really get better at soccer and level up is getting in an actual soccer game once you're ready for it. Because once you're in an actual soccer game, and and you make mistakes or whatever, you sit down with your coach, and your coach, you can sit down, watch film with your coach, and break down everything. And your coach is like, hey, this is what you should have done on this play. This is what you could have done better. Um, Even with a trainer, like you can record yourself practicing and look at your form or whatever it is, right? So that's where the coaching comes in with this because it's very similar to soccer or basketball, whatever sport you guys are talking about. Um, so that's what we do here. So when you watch the videos in the roadmap, obviously you're gonna have questions, and that's what most people are missing. When you have questions, most people don't know who to go to after watching a video. So that's where the coaching calls come in. After let's say you watch one of the videos in the modules, you didn't really understand it fully. You can literally just like text her or like hop on one of the coaching calls, and she'll be able to guide you. So that's how I transition into breaking down the coaching and still like using that analogy to transition into it. And then we'll go into the third pillar now.
It's just the overall, it's again, it's like, imagine, I assume you during this business club you had like peers with you and whatnot. And yeah, right. So imagine trying to make your case or negotiate or present everything without teammates or anybody around you. It'd probably be a little overwhelming. It'd probably be maybe even nearly impossible at times, right? And that's why also you also get access to the private community of traders all going through the same journey. Everybody here is, I think it's 93% of people who work with us are complete beginners. So you'll be able to post your charts, your wins, your mistakes, and just get feedback, not just from Damaris, but from peers as well. And inside of the community, Damaris is also going to post her daily pre-market analysis. That way you can see in real time how she applies the strategies that she's teaching you. Plus, you'll also have the 24/7 chat access to her through a one-on-one chat where you can ask her questions and she will personally check in with you weekly to hold you accountable overall, right? I know I dumped a lot on you. Just to recap, like when you tie it all together, the roadmap will give you the skills and the direct foundation, the step-by-steps. The coaching calls will give you the direct mentorship and just overall like kind of like backbone of support when you do have those questions and you're wondering whether you're applying something the right way. And then the community and one-on-one access to Damaris will keep you accountable and again just supported throughout the whole process, because again trading can be a very lonely thing. It can be a very hard thing, especially when you're trying to be the teacher and the student at the same time. Been there, done that. I definitely do not prefer that at all. So that's the overall rundown there. I want to make sure that I answer all of your questions as well. I know I dumped a lot on you. Do you happen to have any questions or concerns, anything that I can clarify overall?
Yes. So
Please.
the weekly calls, that's just between her and I, or if that's like the whole community together, what does that look like?
Great.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so that was good following like the framework for pitching. Did you bring up how she has like personalized like loan feedback back and forth with her and stuff?
Yes, I do believe I bring that up and whatnot. I tend to do that while I screen share and whatnot. So like whenever I finish before minute like 35, I'll take a longer time pitching and then showing the overall platform as well. That way they just know exactly where everything is, and that tends to get rid of all their questions right from there.
Fire. So you do also do what I mentioned, which is like share your screen also a little bit.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, fire. Yeah, so no, this is a solid pitch. But yeah, just to do a recap, right? First pillar roadmap, and the analogy you use to get into it is, did you play any sports growing up, or if it's not sports, anything that requires a trainer or a teacher. Figure out what that analogy is you can use, and for example, let's say it's basketball. Would you play growing up? I played basketball. Okay. Before you step on the court, right? Obviously you have to learn the rules. You have to learn so you don't kick the ball with your foot, because that's against the rules. So you have to learn the rules. Then you have to learn all the skills, how to dribble, shoot, defend, etc., etc. There's everything you have to learn before you actually get out there in the game. And trading is very, very similar. You have to learn all the rules, all the strategies, the psychology, A through Z. There's a lot you need to learn, starting from step one, A, all the way to Z, right? So that's where the roadmap comes in. Bam. You break down the roadmap. Okay, so that's the analogy you use to get into the roadmap. And the analogy you use to get into breaking down the coaching, I went over a little bit ago, which is just like, you need coaching, right, to have someone to give you feedback so you can level up your skills with basketball. Same thing with trading. And then you go into the community. Another thing with the community you could add as well, Luis, is like, make that analogy hit a little bit harder. So I know it's hard to do with this one because it's not sports. It's like some, like, I don't know what it was, like business something, some after school activity.
It was like business debate club or something. It was like the weirdest one I've gotten so far. The rest of them I've all played sports, but this lady did not.
Yeah. So with let's focus on sports because it's simpler to break down. So like with basketball, let's say if I'm just playing basketball by myself all the time, no teammates, no coaches, no trainers, no support system, versus someone who has all that, they have connections, trainers, support system, who's going to go much further in their career? Obviously the one who has all that, right? That's why we put you in this private community, because business and trading is the same way. If you're trading by yourself all the time, right, it gets lonely, and two, you don't have anyone to like really help you become profitable, and bounce ideas with, especially like when you're trading and you have a bad trade and it becomes very stressful and you want to let that stress out. Like, you can just literally talk to people in the community, and that'll help you calm down as well, and like help you with your psychology. And there's a lot of advanced traders in there. There are all type of levels: beginners, intermediate, advanced. So you'll have a lot of people to learn from on top of Demiris, and people to make friends and connections with. That was one thing I would say for feedback. Luis is like you said, like they're like 93% beginners or something like that. For someone who's a little bit more advanced, or like they have experience trading, that might like turn them off. So I would like keep it like 50-50. I wouldn't even give a percentage. I'll just say there's all levels in there: beginners, intermediate, and advanced. So you can learn from all types of people on all different type of levels that you can also make friends with, on top of Demirius. So that's how I'll break down the community.
Nice.
Fire. But now that's solid. Let's keep listening.
Good question. It's between you and her and the whole community. So it'd be everybody together on this call. It's Sunday at 10 a.m. CST. So 11 a.m. EST, 8 a.m. PST, 9 a.m. MST, if that makes sense.
Okay. And so what happens if I'm not able to make it at that time?
Great question. You also have all the recordings to every single call, every single week.
Okay.
The only rule is, if you don't show up, make sure that you understand everything to this point. You should be able to explain it to somebody else who doesn't know trading whatsoever. If that isn't the case, send her a question. Whatever that question might be, it's to make sure, because like the way I understand things might not be the same way that you understand things. So making sure that you have that understanding and you're able to internalize everything, that's what makes the biggest difference. So just make sure to ask questions after you watch the recording, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, that was my only question.
Cool. 1,000%. Again, this is exactly the route and program that every single one of our beginners takes. This is how people like Michael flipped 1K into 20K into 4 months, and Luis, not me, Luis, but another Luis, grew his 25K account into 100K into 3 months while working full time as a doctor. And people like Dylan were able to quit his UPS job at 21 to trade full time and whatnot. And again, I want to make sure that not only you have a good understanding, but you actually feel confident that this can get you to where you want to go. So like with everything I've covered, you can be honest with me, do you genuinely feel this can give you the understanding, the confidence, and get you to the point where you...
Okay, so I'm guessing with this person you didn't share your screen, which is fine because like from what I'm seeing with her, she doesn't seem like the person that would need that. Usually with like a little bit older leads, for sure do it. But I feel like she's kind of convinced. Correct me if I'm wrong, like just from like reading her. But now you're going into tie down, right?
Yeah, she was definitely convinced. I share my screen after the whatnot.
Oh, after
I prepare. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to gauge her confidence based off the pitch, and I share screen right after as well, like just to make sure.
Okay. So you're getting the tie down right now, see if she's confident, and then you share screen?
Yes, exactly. Like I show her pretty much everything inside.
Okay, fine. I think this is where it is. Let's see.
Go about it, but that's overall the process there. Does that make sense? Most of your time is in the pre-market plan. So the pre-market plan is ultimately where she's not gonna give call. Okay, amazing. This is the overall community tab. You'll see a couple of different tabs here where you'll be spending most of your time is in the pre-market plan. So the pre-market plan is ultimately where she's not gonna give calls or signals or anything like that, but she's going to give you her exact rundown and her plans before she takes any trades as well. The goal here is to make sure that you can have this kind of understanding before the end of the 6 months directly. So as you see here, it's like I'll be observing for a test and bounce at the 3-hour demand zone identified at XYZ price. If we hold above this demand zone, the open price, 9 EMA, and we see a bullish candlestick pattern, so a total of 4 confluences or 4 confirmations, this would be a good opportunity to go long, etc. So again, it's not giving you the exact answer, but giving you like what you should look for and why, and then validating the overall opportunity. And she does this for absolutely everything that she's looking for on a day-to-day basis. Other than that, you'll be spending some time in lessons, questionable zones, and trade reviews. Trade reviews is really important because once you do start trading, you can drop your charts right here, and she'll be able to give you full feedback around like, hey, look, maybe your entry could have been better here, or maybe you could have scaled out to mitigate your risk, and you could have done X, Y, Z to make the trade a bit better. That kind of feedback is going to make a huge difference once you do start trading. Other than that, you'll spend 90% of your time inside of the classroom overall. Again, I know it's a lot, but it's meant to give you the full well-roundedness of a trader that can trade on their own. You don't need anybody else. Okay. You'll spend most of your time in options trading accelerator here, where you'll get all of these breakdowns directly. Again, this is meant to make you the most well-rounded trader you possibly can be. You'll start in welcome stock market essentials and getting started. Everything here is meant to take you from the point where you've never seen a chart ever in your life, you don't know what a candlestick is, you don't even know what a stock is, to the point where it's like I can trade profitably. Yeah. And this is all based on her own experience, what's worked for the rest of our mentorees, make sure that everybody has this understanding, just getting started, right? And again, all these breakdowns, not only are they in pretty concise, good videos where she's actually gonna be showing you exactly how to do the full setup here, but whatnot, and how to actually get inside of Thinkorswim, which is the main platform that she does. By the way, Thinkorswim is completely free. Whatnot, you just have to have an account with them. She'll walk you through everything in terms of navigation, everything meant for complete beginners here, showing you her chart. She'll give you everything that she uses as well, and giving you the full step-by-steps on how to get everything set up from the get-go. Does that all make sense?
Is this a website, like a portal?
Yes. This is on school.com directly. And whatnot. So you'll have your full login. That way you have full access to everything here. Of course, once you get past stock market essentials and getting started, then you get into the fun stuff, in my opinion. The overall option trading, risk management, and supply and demand. The overall strategy will be broken down here as well. And really, just again, making sure that you have the breakdowns for yourself is super important. Now, I think we've all done this, where we've gone to like YouTube and we watched the YouTube video, but we don't really internalize everything. That's why she has quizzes here for certain topics. Making sure that again, you're internalizing it, you understand. If you fail the quiz, go back and actually like find the information that maybe you weren't too familiar with that first time around and whatnot.
I didn't even know she had that. That's fire.
Again, everything here is meant for you to learn from day 0 all the way up until that 4th month, and then you have the extra 2 months to continuously refine, improve, reflect, etc. Does that all make sense?
Yes, it does. Amazing.
And here you have the calendar where you'll see, for me, I'm CST time because I'm in Chicago, so it's 10 a.m. group calls on Sunday. Again, if you can't make it, you'll find all the 2026 weekly sessions right here in this tab, which you'll have unlocked pretty much from the get-go. You can watch on your own, and you can see they're all different kind of topics and whatnot, usually around a little over an hour long, probably like an hour and a half, like 2 hours, depending on the topic, but she'll go over absolutely whatever topics you guys want with the step-by-steps as well, making sure that everything is super easy to understand. Does that all make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Besides that, this is really everything inside of the platform that I think is beneficial for you at this point. We do have more intensive options, but I don't think you need those as of right now. And whatnot, once you're at that point where you're 5-6 day a month profit and like beyond, then you can look into those options that are a bit more intensive. But overall, I feel like this is everything that you need right now. And it also comes with her personal promise. Her personal promise is that if you do the work, if you show up, you follow the roadmap, and you ask questions, then she will personally guarantee that you will double your investment within the first 6 months of being inside the program. In regards to the numbers around that, there's been a little over 300 people who have completed the full program. 2 of those people haven't doubled their investment within the 6 months. I was very unfortunate they lost some family members at the time, so they wanted to take a little bit of a break, but they came back and finished in month 8 and then month 9 directly. So everybody has gone to that double their investment goal, and ultimately it's not a question of if, it's just a question of when. She will continuously coach you until you do. For some reason, again, if you have to take a little bit of time off during those 6 months, she can come back and still you'll have that double investment guarantee 100%.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Cool. 100%. Any other questions? Anything at all?
No, I do not. You've been very serious. Thank you.
Cool.
5. Did you bring up the personalized loan feedback? I think you're frozen. Yo, Luis.
Yo, do you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was just lagging out and whatnot. Did you guys ask anything?
I was saying, did you bring up the personalized loom in there as well?
With her, I could have. I think I did. I probably have to go back and look at the transcript and whatnot. Well, the way I explain it to most people, which I don't know whether this is the right way, whatnot. I preface it as like the marriage just feels it's a lot easier explaining things via video. So whenever you send her like a complex question, she'll send you a video like in Loom form back. That way you can get the personalized answer right then and there, and it's a lot easier to understand. It's like compared to like just texting a bunch of words essentially. That's usually the way I explain it, and I'll say it to most people, I believe.
Yeah, I think personally that is like very, very important. Like me personally, I would like emphasize that a lot when I'm pitching it
Well,
because that does help a lot. Me personally, I'm also in a program where I get most of my help that way because I just don't have time to like hop on the group coaching calls or whatever, but I still have like one-on-one access to them through text and personalized looms, and that helps a lot. So, um, I think that it's a good thing that she does that. Like it's very beneficial. So I would emphasize it more on every call, every pitch. I would even like brainwash them to think like that's the best way to get coaching. Like it's better than one-on-one coaching calls type of thing.
yeah, we'll do.
But yeah, no, that was solid, bro. Like that was literally, bro, like perfect example of like what you should do, and also like a perfect example of just like following directions and everything. Because I remember when I onboarded you, I was like, hey, this is how you do it. Just copy this and you'll be fine. And you literally did it, which is good. Like that's rare. Most people like don't listen for some reason. So as long as you do that, bro, like you'll do good. Like so, it's been working too. But yeah, we just gotta like copy and paste more Luis versions of Luis so we can have like more W sales reps in the space. But no, that was good shit.
Sure, brother.
Good shit, good shit.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. You guys have any of you questions on the pitch or anything? Even like setters or Dubem, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Dubem's like, nah, my process is better. I don't have any questions.
No, actually,
Yours is
Luis
similar, right?
like,
Like your process is similar, right?
I explain it and then I show it to them because I get a lot of old people. So I explain it, then I show it to them.
Yeah, like in that sense, it's similar. Like, cause I always say, explain it first and then like quickly show it to them so they can see what it looks like. Remember one of our past closers where he's never done that before? Like when we were mentioning to like share your screen during the pitch, his whole pitch was like him just sharing his screen and talking about the program. Don't do that. It's better to do the three pillars, like do the full customized pitch, and then share your screen a little bit so they can see what everything looks like that you were breaking down. But yeah, that's everything.